Hello, everybody. It's Lachelle, and this is going to be a different segment. This segment is some of the key things that I learned from a conversation with a legend. And that legend was Eddy Grant. And for those of you who may not know who he is a singer, songwriter, uh, producer, and he owns his own record company. And his story is just amazing. Just the tenacity, the perseverance, and all the things that he endured when it came to building his brand are just phenomenal. So, the first thing I want to say is that you need to always be prepared when it comes to having your brand and interacting with other people. It's important for you to always know who you are and be able to radiate that same spirit regardless of where you're located. And so I just say that as a little background because I was at a public library. I was meeting a colleague, helping her with a project. And while we were there was a lot of going back and forth in this auditorium room. And um, I was just thinking, what is going on? So I went to ask one of the librarians what was going on at the library, and she told me that Eddy Grant was going to be a guest, and she gave me a copy of the itinerary or the agenda, and it was just an awesome experience to be able to see firsthand someone who really has been through the ups and downs when it comes to the industry. And I just want to talk briefly about some key things that I learned from that conversation with him. So, the first thing is the importance of owning your own intellectual property. So, this could be videos, just books, songs, poems, whatever. It's important when you have your opportunities to be in front of an audience that there's some kind of way that you could think how you can monetize it. So this is just something that is should be common sense for a lot of us, and we kind of just don't think about it. We just think about the sensationalism a lot of time of being in front of a crowd and having the attention, but you want to be able to monetize the things you do so that it will make um, more opportunities for you to be able to afford to do the thing that you love. So, a lot of times you listen to podcasts or read books about income generating activities that you need to be doing for your business. And this is a good way to begin to monetize those income producing activities so that you can be getting residuals for the work that you do one time, and it could be systematized, be it through regular replays, or if it's content that you can put online, just different ways that you can kind of think out of the box for that. So I uh, really enjoyed being able to get that from him. The second thing was your message can transcend globally. So a lot of times we can look at different markets. A lot of times we're thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the West Coast. I'm going to go to the East Coast. I'm going to go north or south. And if you find that there are gatekeepers on all those different fronts and you can't make it, don't let that be the end of your quest, because there is a global market that we have. And I learned this through Eddy Grant because he was trying to get to the United States, but the United States was not letting him in. And as a result, he became world renowned because he went to those different countries. He went to Ireland, Switzerland, Trinidad, and the list goes on and on. If you go into his disc history or read any material about him. So don't be limited by your backyard. You know, be able to think about the message and being able to send it to people to where it really can resonate. And the last thing is about perseverance and focus. So if you are able to persevere and if you're able to stay focused, you're going to ignore the things that come at you. So he gave us this illustration. He said, that his life was like a plane that was flying through a war zone because there was always people trying to shoot him down left, right, or whatever. So you have to be mindful that when you are striving sometimes to do what you have been called to do or what is passionate for you, that it's not always going to be without an obstacle. There will be obstacles that can come. But as long as you persevere, that you stay focused, you build a team of people around you that can support you, be it a coach, be it just a tribe of people that are like-minded. This is very key because a lot of times when we see a goal or vision for ourselves, we don't think about the obstacles. We think about all the glory of the finished outcome. So if I want to play the piano, I'm visualizing myself in front of a crowd, playing the piano, not making any mistakes. Of course, our vision is not going to be, my fingers getting sore or my inability to remember what the notes are or, the mess ups that I can have along the way. We always visualize, the sensational, beautiful ending. And in order to get to that place, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of trials that come in between there, just to see how focused we are and to practice the things that are our weakness. If you're weak at learning the notes, you're going to have to master that in order to be able to play a song to where you're reading the music. So all these things we need to take into account. So being able to persevere, to stay focused is only easier if you have a support system that's there that can help you with some of those stumbling blocks. So if that's a coach, if that is, a tribe of people that are like-minded, and one of the things is recognizing people that have the right skills that are going to help support you. So if you have your family and they don't really understand your vision and where you're going, that may not be the right kind of support that you need to establish during a time that you're looking to move in a different area. So you can still empathize with your family. You can still be around your family, but certain things you may or may not be able to discuss with them until the finished vision has come to pass because they don't see what you see. And so that's when the time where you have to connect with someone who might have been where you're going or they're traveling on the same road so that you can get that encouragement. So it was just a wonderful time. So I want to impress again upon you guys the three things, which are owning your own intellectual property, making sure that you are clear about your message because, the message could be for somebody outside of your backyard, so to speak. So outside of your country, it could be a global thing. And with social media, we have the ability to tap into those markets right from our phones, computers, whatever. And then the last thing is to persevere, to focus, and make sure that you have a good support system that will help you during these times. So I really hope that this resonated with you all. And if any of these things did resonate and you are kind of at a loss, you want to be able to try some of these things and implement them in your life, and you need a coach. You need somebody that's going to help you, somebody that's going to hold you accountable, somebody that's going to show you how to break down your goals in small ways that you can incorporate them into your daily routine. If that is what you need, then you need to sign up through my calendar website. And you need to schedule a time so that we can talk, a time that we can get together and we can begin to come up with a game plan and a strategy for you to begin to live a life that's more fulfilled and not being overwhelmed by what you need to do, what you feel like you have to do, and living with this defeated mentality. So if you're ready to make a change, just sign up for my link on my Calendly link, or you could text me at 706-580-9831. Well, that's all I have for today, guys, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Blessings. Bye.